One other item that came up during the meetings earlier this week was some of the situations with the drug testing, which in this day and age in almost every sport seems to be a necessity because of performance-enhancing drugs. And unfortunately, it seems that the sanctioning bodies, because of world commissions and various commissions throughout the states, throughout all parts of the world, there's no uniformity in that. And what has come up is that in this case, we'll say the WBA has, and I think most of the sanctioning organizations have, a frustrating situation with little leverage in order to enforce these things. You want to have the title fight, but at the same time, you don't want to not have it and risk not having it if you don't go by their rules. So it's a very frustrating situation to be on. Do you see a resolution towards that, or what could be the resolution? And just talk about the situation. It's frustrating to be a world body, but yet you kind of have your hands tied in these situations.
Well, I got to go back to the question about the instant replay and the preemption. That we have overlooked. Basically, it's a barrier we have in any jurisdiction that we go. Sometimes, the sport, you should be neutral. But there, when the commission has a champion, when he's bringing everything, that's the other part that people don't see. That's the other part that is very difficult. They want to support the promoter because they got a good event, because you got tourism, maybe you got a nice entertainment business going on. So they somehow it relies. You make remember the Finland fight between Shagaev and Nikola Balaev. It was a matter that it was decided by the Finnish Boxing Commission that doesn't have major titles. So. We can make with this, because this is more complicated, because we can make agreement with the WADA, WADA, I think is based in Canada, but then we might be unfair if we do that, like in a town like Costa Rica, for example, that is trying to develop boxing. I think they perhaps we're not going to have enough funds to have a lab with all the requirements that this kind of institute give you in order to give it. So I think it will be always a matter of will, and if you want to volunteer and send it to some kind of lab, it will depend on the manager. But sometimes the managers are very tough, and they don't want to send, they don't want to spend money on sending it to a certain lab. What I mean is, we do need, again, like my father said before, if we don't need the coverage, we need the coverage of the commission, manager, boxer, and promoter. It's very difficult if we cannot make that. There's no way we're going to be a court, international court, to enforce things in boxing the way it should happen. The only way is the way I think my father thinks. If all four major organizations really make a meeting, make the standard rule the way it had to work, that's a different story. But it's difficult.
And the local cooperation of the commission, that is very, very important. The number one cooperation we need is from the local commission, because you see example, for instance, when we have the fight in Latin America, it's easy to get the only one is Argentina. They had the rule for some time, but they cooperate. In Panama, it's easy. We conduct
in Panama they give you at the same.
Venezuela, nobody objected. Mexico and Japan, for instance. Japan cooperates.
Germany.
They facilitate everything. Germany also.
Here.
Also, they send the results to the organization.
Here, Italy, all of them.
The problem we have is with the states. The commission say no, we do this according to our. Okay, perfect, but let's go to work together.
I think all 50 states have problems amongst themselves.
We don't have no problem with states, but I'm just throwing the ball back to them because biggest fight of all, Mayweather Pacquiao, it's stopped because of this. We're not gonna lie. That's the main issue right now. They don't agree because on the drug intents. You see, and who is going to decide on that? Either WBO or WBC if they fight for unification. I wish they could decide on the matter, but it's going to fall in the hands of Nevada, the commission, and we respect them and we love Nevada, and I like to go, and we always try to make the approaches we have to do, in order to get that. But my father has done it in the past. Sometimes I do it right now. We go together and try, but look, with all the legislation we have in America, and it makes it difficult and tied up a little bit for sanctioning. But I think it's for us, for WBO, for WBC, and IBF, it's quite tough to work around. Either you bend your rules or you adapt to them, but worldwide it's not the same. They're not accepted as well.
Right.
Something is wrong. You have to address the organization, the world organization. So, it's our point, perfect. We didn't participate in all the procedure to take the sample. Okay, and the same happened with the result of the fight. It's a controversial decision. Go to the WBA.
Yeah, they don't go to the commission.
Claim to them. Complain with them. Not here.
Actually, I want to congratulate the decision the WBC made on the Hopkins and Dawson fight.
Yes,
They had a lot of courage. The standards and their principles were established. I believe I was there, but I don't want to make any comments on the referee. I respect him very well. I'll just go to the WBC. They saw something. Their official committee did it, and they did respect it. I don't know what will be the outcome of it, but it's something I think we have to follow, and we have to hold the sanctioning body to keep this position, because it's not. Once again, we don't want any kind of war. Actually, we want to sit down, be more diplomatic, and try to adapt. Actually, we did that with the ABC. We try to, we show our rating system. We have a manual that but manual applies more. We got two type of things. Either you fight between rank contenders, and that's the way they're going to be moved, which is fair and square. I invite you to look at WBA News. You will find it. And you got the number system that my father created, as well as the system we did even with the computers and everything. It's not trying to be the wizard or the guru in the rankings. It's not that.
No.
It's trying to be fair and honest with the guys who step in the ring and search for a dream, for an opportunity, for a different life. It's not that we're the best. No, we don't mean that. We listen. That's one of the things I always answer to the fans. I usually answer by Facebook, by Twitter, by email. I answer everything because I'm not afraid of what we do. I just things have two sides, good or bad. That's the way we live in the world, That's the way, I have bad things my father tells me about. And I have good things he tells me about, He tells me about everybody has a good aspect and a bad aspect, If you want to go for the bad and you want to hit me, you're bad because they do that, But sometimes I have to ask. My father said something very important that I have to tell the fans now that I have this opportunity. When a boxer or promoter or a manager meet the sanctioning body, we're the good guys. We're the good guys. They come immediately saying we're the fair. You're so fair. You have to help me with this, because we become a tool somehow in the middle of the end of the negotiation. If it's a broadcaster and the boxer, we're kind of in the middle. We're kind of getting the punches, but we're not even. We got to roll a lot, and sometimes we get hit. We do make mistakes. But we will make mistakes. I'll tell you one time. One time we did a mistake in the heavyweights, and we corrected. We vacated the title. We vacated the rankings, and you can see that. I don't know if you went to that press conference, but that was publicly in New York, and we did it. In this way, we're open to listen to whatever we have to improve, because we cannot improve ourselves. We need the fans. We need you media to tell us. But just don't say that your mission in life is just to end up with the interim title without figuring out with the interim title. Because I know some journalists like interim title. I understand what it means, The other day I told another journalist, I don't know if I can quote him, but it was Kevin Aioli, which I said, look, we see some kind of like gold, silver, and silver, and bronze in the way of creating opportunities step by step to boxers, because we do at the end believe in that, and the things and the change have become, it goes. This organization just adapting to what the change is going around, with trying to maintain one thing that's very important for us is neutrality. Sometimes commissions worldwide ask you, I have to put one judge like England. We have to put one judge from here because they're foreign fighters fighting in my land, and still the foreign fighter made his career in England. It doesn't seem to be good. Sometimes happen in Argentina in the same way. So what I tell you is just a balance of things that happen all around. And boxing is very dynamic. It's like a fight. A guy might be winning by 9 or 10 points a fight. He's giving just basically all rounds to him. He's beating the guy with one punch each and change everything. Boxing is like this. Sometimes things are working, they are not working. But this is a reality. Once again, honesty is one of the things we look for, and you can criticize as much as you want, but don't come in with only just blaming me on the problem. Come in with a solution. We will listen and see, if it's good or bad. That's for sure. We always do that. That's what happens here at the convention. You had a time to come over here. We sometimes correct things that happen. We listen to all the sides. We let everybody respect what the due process and legal principle is. Everybody talk, and then we make the decision on it. That's good for us. That's fair.
You have to listen to the people. People is give the kids word to do something.
That invite them to tell whatever they want to tell to the fans. You got the opportunity now for life.
Well, I think you summed it up when you said it's not about claiming that you're the best. It's about being honest and fair. And the one logo that's associated with the WBA is that you're simply the pioneers. You've been around the longest, the oldest, and with that, this is the 90th convention through all the incarnations of the WBA, and 100 years is in sight. When you think about it, I mean, what goes through your mind when you think about that? Possibly the 100th convention 10 years away.
Wow.
It's an important point.
At that point, of course I see so far, but we have to deal with the problems right now, and then, we're planning and trying to achieve goals. My father had set a plan about regional or develop of it, trying to make them, some kind of autonomy to build up a brand. And I think the goal has been achieved step by step, and I think that's what will happen, But one thing we're looking ahead, we were discussing the other day, is personal attention to boxers. Being more close to the fighter, telling them if they don't like to be involved in an organization, but at least they have to know what's going on. They have to exercise their rights, because if you see the rules, there are a lot of rights. The anti-doping test is a right that the boxer has to have a fair match. So you got to protect it like a civil right. It's something that we're looking at. That closer relationship with promoter, with the manager, with the boxer, specifically with the boxer. That's what I see most. And one more thing, the KO drug for us is very important.
Well, definitely.
In 10 years, the power of boxing will be in every region, not in any country specifically, just in the regions.
So as one wise man once said, it's life's not a destination, it's a journey.
Among the region. That's what I. One day I expect
One day
to
at
have
a time.
that.
One day at a time.
The champion of Europe fighting against the Latin champion, against the North American champion, etc., etc. And the best one, it should be the new champion. That's what. To motivate, to incentivize the competition among the champion or the regional champion. That's the way to do that. And after, the unification is the only way to get the best.
All right, gentlemen, thank you, President Mendoza. Thank you for your time. Thank you for having Fight News. Vice President Mendoza, thank you very much.